Hello everyone, this is a video to kind of show you how to put this custom gauge that I made down here onto your Phantom 4 flight videos. And if you want to fast forward through this, you can. I'll get to showing how to do it in a second, but I just want to point out some of the things that this gauge does. Of course, you've got your miles per hour over here, and I have it set where it'll peg out at your maximum speeds. Keeps track of your maximum speed throughout the entire flight, and then it also does a graphical representation of your speed throughout your flight. And then in the controller little part of the gauge, you have your bars, so what your signal is like. You have your actual stick positions real time. So as you go through the video, if I play this, you can see, what I was doing with the sticks here. See how things pegged out over there also. And then in the next little display area, you have, and this also shows you your signal over here, and what your signal strength was between the remote and the bird. And you can see I had some drop in the signal here somewhere in my flight. And then with the video, this is for your video back to your iPad or your phone or whatever, and it keeps track of what your video signal was throughout the entire flight, shows your current status of your percentage, also shows your gimbal position. So for the camera, it shows your degrees. If you move the camera, this will move around. You've got your drone battery percentage, your total distance that you've traveled, both in feet and miles. Shows you what mode your drone is in. Right now I'm in GPS sport mode. How long you've been up. And this one is a neat one. This shows your distance from takeoff. So if you want to do a range test, this will show you where you were at your furthest range. So I could take this video and take it out, and let me see, see a little too far. So right about here, that's about my furthest point. It's about 3.19 miles or so, and then I started coming back. So that keeps track of your distance from takeoff. This is your number of satellites, graphical representation of the number of satellites, what channel you're communicating on, and this is your altitude information with max altitude, and then the graph that shows your altitude throughout the whole flight, and then your gauge. So I've been getting a lot of comments about this gauge and people wanting to know how they can put that gauge onto their videos. So the rest of this video now will be showing you how I do this. It's a pretty simple process once you get it down. Alright, so what I did is I went out and I did a quick little flight on my Phantom, and I'm using the Lychee app to fly. I'm not using the DJI Go. So what I do is I use this thing called iFunbox, which is another app that I downloaded, and it allows me to access my iPad. And so I'm going to go in here and, oops, wrong way, go into managing app data. I'm going to go to the Lychee app and open the sandbox, and then I'm going to go to flight logs, and I'm going to sort by date. There it is. That's the flight I just did. I'm going to just click it, and then I'm going to copy it to my PC. And I'm just going to throw this into a folder where I usually put my new projects. And I'll create a new folder called Sample. And I'll save it here. So that just brought my flight data over from the iPad. And that's done. So I've got my flight data in there. And now I'm going to bring the video over. So the video is on a little jump drive I've got there. So, I deleted the video. Oh, great. Okay, hold on. Let me check my recycle bin real quick. Where is it? Uh-oh. I deleted it. Great. Okay, well that doesn't really matter. The drone video doesn't really matter which one I use here. So let me just go and I'll grab another one. I've got another drone video. Oh, you know what? Sorry about this. here we go. I've got another video that I can grab. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna put that into that folder also. Paste it in here. Okay, so you have here your data file, and then you have your drone video. And keep in mind, my data profile, or my data file and my drone video are not going to match up, but that's not the point. All right, so as that goes in and does its copying over there, what I need you to do is take this file that you have here and copy it. So that's your flight log, and then I want you to just paste it back in here, and it's going to make a copy of it. And then you can rename it. Uh-oh, I accidentally opened it. You can rename this. I like to just come out here, and instead of copy, I just call it -002. I don't think that step's necessary, but okay, there it is. So I've got 2 copies of the flight log, and I've got my drone video. And now what I'll do is I'll go to Race Render, open it up, and then I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to add a template to the project. So if you contact me and give me an email address, I'll send you that data, that template. Once you have the template, you open it up, and it's going to ask you for 2 input files. And this is where you're going to put those 2 copies of the flight log. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to grab that first flight log, and then on the next one, I'm going to do the other one, and then I click on OK. And now you can see I've got my gauge down here, and I've got the flight logs. There's 2 of them. There's a copy there, but everything looks okay so far, but there are certain things that are not working, and that is like my stick position's not correct. This distance from takeoff, it's not going to be calculating the run time. Look, if I press play right now, my stick positions aren't really accurate. My time's not running. This distance thing's not working. So what you have to do at this point is you need to go to each of these data files, double click, and then you're going to import a data profile. So I have 2 data profiles that, again, I would send you if you were interested in. So I'm going to go to my data profile. So I have 2 of them here. So I'm going to double click that, and what that does is it does some custom calculations, and now I'm click OK, and then you'll see here, look, this little chart appeared. And then on the other one, I'm going to do the same thing, except this time when I add the data profile, it's going to be the second one, and I'll apply that, click OK, and then you'll see at this point my stick position's corrected and my time is now correct. So that's it. My gauge is ready to go. All I do now is add the video, which again, that video is not the correct video, but there it would be. And then at this point, everything should work. If I press play, you'll notice my stick positions should change. My time is running, my distance from takeoff, so I'm ready. Now I can produce the video. If I want, I can produce this video and I'll have that custom gauge. And that's pretty much it. So if you're interested in putting this gauge on your video, please just leave me your email address, and I will send you the 3 files that you would need, which is the template and the 2 data profiles. Then, feel free to come in here after that and you can mess with it yourself. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm also running, I believe, the ultimate version of Race Render. So if you don't have that version, I can't guarantee that this gauge is going to work. But, only you know if you have the version. So, all right, hope this helps.